Imagine the dusty road winding from Jerusalem to Jericho. This ancient path, stretching through a barren and unforgiving landscape, has witnessed countless journeys over the centuries. The road, narrow and treacherous, winds its way through rocky terrain and distant hills, creating a sense of isolation and vulnerability for those who dare to travel it. A road known for its danger. Steep cliffs and sharp turns make it a perilous journey where one wrong step could lead to disaster. The remote nature of this path adds to its ominous reputation, with shadows that seem to hide unseen threats. Bandits lurked in the shadows. These shadowy figures, hiding behind rocks and lurking near the road, posed a constant threat to travelers. Their presence was a reminder of the ever-present danger, ready to strike at any moment. The scorching sun beat down mercilessly. The intense heat of the desert sun added another layer of hardship to the journey, making every step a struggle. The blazing sun over the arid landscape was relentless, sapping the strength and spirit of those who traveled this road. Travelers knew to be wary on this road. Every traveler, whether alone or in a group, moved with caution, their eyes scanning the horizon for any signs of danger. The sense of unease was palpable, as they knew that the road held many perils. This road, fraught with peril, became the setting of a timeless story. A story that has been passed down through generations, reminding us of the dangers and challenges faced by those who traveled it. A story about compassion in the face of indifference. Amidst the danger and hardship, acts of kindness and compassion stood out, shining like beacons of hope. Strangers aiding wounded travelers, offering help when it was needed most, showed the power of human connection. A story about seeing the humanity in everyone, even those we might consider different. It is a reminder that, despite our differences, we are all connected by our shared humanity. In the face of adversity, it is our compassion and empathy that define us. And it is these qualities that can turn a perilous journey into a story of hope and connection. A traveller, was making his way down this treacherous road. He was ambushed by robbers. They beat him, they stripped him of his possessions, they left him lying there wounded and helpless. The man lay there, clinging to life. Each breath was a struggle. He was alone, he was desperate. Would anyone help him? A priest, a man of God, came upon the scene. He was dressed in his traditional robes, a symbol of his sacred duties and his commitment to the divine. The ancient road he walked on was a path many had travelled before, a route filled with history and stories of the past. He saw the injured man lying there, helpless and in pain. The traveller had clearly been through a terrible ordeal, his body battered and bruised, left vulnerable by the side of the road. He saw the blood and the pain etched on the man's face. The sight was unmistakable, a cry for help that could not be ignored. Yet the priest did not stop. He looked away, his heart unmoved by the suffering before him. He crossed the road, deliberately distancing himself from the scene of distress. He continued on his way, his mind perhaps occupied with other thoughts, other duties, leaving the injured man behind. Then came a Levite, another religious leader, known for his role in the temple and his knowledge of the law. He approached the same road, his attire marking him as a person of respect and authority. He, too, saw the man's plight. The suffering was evident, the need for assistance clear. The Levite's eyes took in the scene, the wounded traveller in desperate need of help. He, too, chose to ignore him. He averted his gaze, unwilling to get involved. He quickened his pace, his steps becoming hurried as he sought to distance himself from the responsibility that lay before him. He passed by on the other side, leaving the injured man to fend for himself. The Levite, like the priest before him, chose indifference over compassion, leaving the traveller in his moment of greatest need. Section 4. A compassionate heart. A Samaritan happened to be travelling that same road. Samaritans and Jews were not friendly. They often clashed. They viewed each other with suspicion and distrust. This Samaritan, however, saw beyond the social divide. He saw a fellow human being in need. He did not hesitate. He did not ask questions. He simply stopped to help. Section 5. The Samaritan's extraordinary act. The Samaritan tended to the man's wounds. He gently lifted him onto his own animal. He took him to an inn. He paid for his care. He promised to return and do more if needed. The Samaritan's actions were extraordinary. He showed compassion to someone who was different from him. He showed kindness to someone who could offer him nothing in return. Section 6. A timeless lesson. This story, this parable, has echoed through centuries. It has been passed down from generation to generation, whispered in the ears of children and shared around campfires. It has been written in ancient texts and depicted in timeless art. It transcends time and culture. No matter where you are from or what era you live in, the message remains the same. It is a universal truth that binds us all together, a thread that weaves through the fabric of humanity. It speaks to the heart of what it means to be human. It touches on our deepest emotions and our most profound connections. It reminds us of our shared humanity, our capacity for empathy and our ability to love. The lesson is simple: love your neighbor as yourself. This is not just a commandment, it is a way of life. It is a call to action, a reminder to treat others with kindness and respect. But who is our neighbor? Is it the person who lives next door? Is it the person who looks like us or speaks our language? Or is it something more profound? The parable answers anyone in need. It is the stranger on the street, the person who is different from us, the one who is suffering. It is anyone who crosses our path and needs our help, anyone who has been marginalized, anyone who is suffering. It is the outcast, the forgotten, the ones society has turned its back on. It is our duty to reach out to them, to offer a helping hand, to show them that they are not alone. Let us be like the Good Samaritan. Let us choose compassion. Let us choose love. In a world that often feels divided and disconnected, let us be the ones who bridge the gap, who bring people together, who make a difference. Let us live this timeless lesson every day, in every interaction, with every person we meet.